it's time for layout 2 with the Mix-In paper pack. This one we are going to feature black, which I had told you in the first video I added black, and these gray tones with the French vanilla and not so much white. And so let's get creating and let's have some fun. Before I get started, this is that wonderful stamp set that I absolutely love. I've talked about it before, and I've used this and this stamp as an accent in the background look to our layout. And then I also used this new one. This is another new one. This is Winter Borders, and I used the snowflake pattern, but you have the holly leaves, you have dots, you have the top of the bulbs, so you can make the bulbs whatever color, and then you have this nice foliage. So that is where we're going to start. Oh, before I forget, these are the black thin cuts. I have a few still in my stash. They're from an old Christmas Jingle Joy. I thought they were cute and fun and add a lot of whimsy. As you can see, they're like more tags, but you've got a couple heart shapes, lots of circles, and you can create with this and use, and you will see what I have done. So this is our black cardstock, and let me talk a little bit about this black cardstock. If you haven't bought any black from us in a while, we used to carry a black that was not as bright as this black, and it had a white core. This is black core all the way through. It is a solid, so when you tear it, you're not going to see that white, or if you cut, you're not going to see that white. It is truly I think, a better look. It's it makes things jump off your page, at least in my opinion. So the first cut that you're going to need off of this is you're going to need a piece. Let me get this measured for you. So you're going to need a 3x6, and then you're going to, and this is the reverse side, then you're going to need a 3x2. So a 3x6 and a 3x2. Pretty easy. So let's just attach this, and these are going, and I have to offset this just a little bit. These are going on the left hand side of the page, at the top and at the bottom. And then this middle piece is going to be for your photo, okay? And I'm just going to lightly tack that in right now, so it's right there. Oops, it's gonna get wonky. But here you can see the French vanilla versus the white. It's, I don't know, it's just that warm, fuzzy flannel look. I liked what it was doing. Here is a piece of the French vanilla, and let me tell you what the cut is on this. It is 8.5 by 11.5. Okay, so it's gonna go like this. So you're gonna have a border of black around. This is where I stamped, and I actually stamped in Mink. And because this is really close, this is the Mink. It's got a brown tint to the gray, where linen has a light gray. Does that make sense? So this is a little bit browner. Okay, so let's get this attached And again, you might find working on your Versamat, this is a little bit, oh wait, whoa. Before we do that, I forgot, I knew there was something. I have a piece of silver foil, silver glitter would work. What else would work? I wanted a little bit of shimmer, but not a lot. Does that make sense? And I'm just butting that up against here. And this is 11 by a half. So it's the same as your piece here. Now this is where you're going to overlap it a little bit. It's only going to be a smidge, but those are sometimes so hard to cut that I figured a 1/2 inch isn't going to make a difference too much. But see, that just kind of gives you that little bit of pop to your layout without so much going on that it overtakes whatever photos you are going to put on here. And so I used mink cardstock for my photo mounts. Here's the light side versus the dark side. Now you can make this one larger photo if you want. There's nothing wrong with that, and put some holiday saying here. You can do this version and maybe something like that. Or, you know, a couple, you could even do a couple little photos right there. It kind of depends on what you put on this page. So I am going to go ahead and anchor this down. And let me say something first before I forget, because I know I talked about it at the beginning. So I stamped this in mink, this here, and then I came over with the polka dots. Okay, so you got that look going. Okay. Not really sure what I'm going to do here, but I wanted to give you options. And I'm going to come back and embellish it after I get the other page built. So let's see what we got going here for this other page. So again, it's black cardstock. And this piece is 4 by 11.5. So let's anchor that piece down. So you already know it's going to just be a 1/4 inch from the bottom, 1/4 inch on the sides. That should just about make it even. Give or take, right? It's like quilting. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, well, black, it's hard to rip up unless you use repositionable. So you kind of have to play with it. Let's put this one. So this time it's the polka dots that we used before. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this piece is 2 by 11.5. So it's there. Pretty close. All right, we're good. All right. Then this is a piece of French vanilla. And you could cut it whatever. I have it actually overlapping, and it's a 6 by 11.5. And I'm going to play with this just a bit because I'm trying to decide if I want this at the bottom, and I think I do. So I am going to go ahead and lay this down. And I'm just butting it up to this piece. And then you can make it show how much you want. Here's where I stamped in Mink those snowflakes. So let's get this anchored down. And again, I only want a little bit showing of the silver. Now your dimensions I gave you are a little bit more of without having that silver, but once I did the pages, I wanted a little bit of shimmer and shine to go with it. And then I just have, again, on the Mink cardstock, I am just going to have 3 photos. Now you, again, you know, make your photos work for the way that you want them to be on your page and what you know you're going to take. But I know for a fact we all have some of those little family snippets that we need to cut some things out, or too much of the Christmas tree in it, or whatever. And you know, you get the gist. Okay. And then I took, this is an older stamp set